I turned this into this. And I used this pegboard from IKEA. It comes in a couple different sizes. I got this size. And now I'm going to do the same right here, and I will walk through what I'm doing. First off, get it open. It comes with a couple different pieces, so make sure you get them all. It's got this mounting piece, which mounts to the wall itself, and the other side mounts to the pegboard. Then, of course, you have the pegboard. The instructions and this little packet right here. In the packet, you want to make sure you have 2 of these backing parts and 4 of these that go in the front. 2 of these go on the bottom with these screws that go in them, and this is the part that mounts to your wall that then mounts through these slots. You can mount them however you want, but I recommend doing the very top, almost outside one. And then the other side lines up on that side. And this will be on the wall. If you are mounting into concrete, this is not for you. You probably know what you're doing already. But if you're mounting into drywall, you may need studs, you may not. If there is wood directly behind it, you can go ahead and use screws. If there's not wood, then you want to use these mollies. There's 2 main types of screws you are going to see, especially in the IKEA kits. One are these that have a kind of bulbous thing on the top, and then the bottom part right there is completely flat. That is the one you want. You do not want one that is flat on the top and then tapers down. And if this will focus, I could show you the reason why. This is the tapered one, and as you go into it, if you get it really tight, that will actually start separating part of the metal. But if you use this one that is flat and flush with it, that won't happen at all. It will just get it really tight and it won't widen that slot there. One thing about the one I already put up, normally I wouldn't put something that high. I think that looks a bit tacky, but my thought process was because there's wood all the way across, I could just screw into that. I wouldn't have to have mollies. The problem with this room is that right here, the wood stops, and I didn't know that. So I went to go screw it in, and if you were screwing a screw in and you get it mostly in, it just keeps spinning kind of free and it wiggles. There is no wood behind that, so you're going to need a molly. Be aware of that. Let's get Ray Wise and Crypticon and the GameCube down. It does say to level it. I'm not actually going to do that, and I have an actually good reason why. Although I can't eyeball the level, when you get that on to here, which is where I'm going to put this one high as well, because I don't have a lot of room there. When I get those on, there are adjustments that you can make on it before you tighten it all the way down. And that is in these. That one doesn't look like all that much, but this one does have some give to it. So as long as I get it mostly level, I'd say most within a degree or 2, then I can drop one side down or push the other up just a little bit if I need to. And if that is totally off, there are adjustments you can make with these, and those go up and down quite a bit. So unless you really get this thing kind of sideways, you can, for the most part, get that almost completely straight. I would advise using a level like this in the manual, but I'm not going to because I didn't have an issue with the other one. This does sound like there's wood behind it. It'd be more hollow like this if there's not. So I'm going to do the same as I did on the other one. I'm going to put some screws in here, and if they just keep going through, or if they wiggle at all, then there is no wood, and the wood's actually right here. So we will see how that works. When you put this up, it can be either way. It can be, see if I get it all in one shot, it can be that way, or it can be this way. It doesn't really matter because the pegboard is going to go in those screw holes right there in the center of the shot. Right, make sure that that part is pointing towards the wall and is touching the wall. So basically where this label is, that needs to touch the wall. If you have it like this, you are going to bend that, and that is completely wrong. You will not get the pegboard on there this way at all. One thing I like to do if I'm not using a pen or pencil, which you should do, I'm just not doing it here, is I will take one of the screws and press it in there where I want it to go, and then when I pull it down, I will see a little indent right there. It's actually a little bit harder with darker paint. With lighter paint, it's a lot easier. Put these here where I want them, and then indent it and get screws most of the way in. Hopefully on this one, there's wood behind it. If not, then we're gonna have to do mollies. This proves to be just like the other one. It's going in and out really easy, which means it's just drywall with no wood behind it like I thought it might be. So we'll get that out and put a molly in. Something that I like to do and that I found out works sometimes because I'm lazy sometimes. See how the tip of this bit right here is a little bit smaller than this. If I get it right back, you can see the white a little bit on both sides. That bit is slightly smaller than this. So what I do in that case, and it only works in this case, I will get through the drywall right there. I will just start screwing it back and forth and get a bunch of the drywall out, and I put a wet piece of toilet paper just right here to catch all that falls out. If the bit is much bigger than this or bigger at all, that's not going to work. It can be a little bit smaller, and that's fine. That's the only reason that this will work. So I don't advise doing that. Normally you'd want to get a bit that is ever so slightly smaller than this, and then drill that in. With this specific one that's from IKEA, when you put the screw in, it actually widens out like that. It widens it so it's a lot harder to fall out, unless of course you put way too much weight on it, but don't do that. Got that, and I held it under there. As you can see, some of it came out and prevented any from falling down onto either this or the floor. Then I will push that back together, push this in, and then I actually hammer it with the back of my screwdriver to get that in. It looks a little bit too tight, but I've done this on the other side, and this actually works pretty well for this application. I got that in, and I don't care what it looks like because that's the landlord special, and I own this house, well, in 25 years, me and my wife will, but right now the bank owns it. I'm okay with that because I'm the one paying for the mortgage. I got that screwed in, and it looks like the screw head is slightly smaller than it should be, but this is the kit that they sell, so make sure make sure it's sunk down slightly, so that way it doesn't pop off. So then I go over to here and see how that is off a little bit. I will put it there, and then I mark with the new screw directly in the center of that. And one thing that I did forget to mention is that if you use the very top pegs to screw the pegboard into the back of this, the top of the pegboard will actually line up perfectly with this. So you don't have to worry about the pegboard being too high and smacking something if you have this on the very top of a wall like I do, which most people aren't going to do that. I'm just saving some space here, which is why I'm doing it. Visually it doesn't look all that great. I'll go ahead and get the screw started there, back it out, and then put a mully in. I got that in, and I got them tightened down. So what I did here, because it didn't look lined up once I got it all in there, I slid this over, which pushed that part up, and this part slid over. So if you want it down further, you push down here a little bit and over that way. You'll get the feel of it. And as I can tell, it is not perfectly straight, but that doesn't really matter because I can just adjust it when I'm putting the board onto this. And that is honestly just the hardest part right there. It was really hard to film because I don't have 3 hands and the tripod won't fit over here. Sorry about that. I did the best I could. It is going to go into that and that. What I'm going to do is follow those all the way down and put the bottom stud parts on there. That is each one of these. They say to do this after you put this up on the wall, but it's actually easier to do now because you don't want to pull this off the wall when it's already on there. You put that piece, that backing part right here, or really whichever one you want. I'm doing it there because it's straight down from the mount on the wall. Then get that in. It's not straight up and down, nor is that line straight. If you ever talk to an electrician about lines, they will always tell you that they need to be up and down. So I will try to get that right there. And this one doesn't have to be super tight. This one's fine because this is just putting pressure on the bottom part of this, on the back of the wall, so it doesn't flop all over the place. Then on the other side, over here, you do the same thing. Well, I'm doing the same thing. Do it on the opposite side of whichever one you decide to put it into. You do not want to over tighten these. It can split this apart. Also, you can ruin that backing part. So just get it tight and then another half turn and you're good. Hand tight and then a half turn with a flathead screwdriver. Now we need to mount it up there. Take those last 2 screws and get them in there. Those are the ones I'm putting them in, one on either side. You can't do both at the same time unless somebody's holding this for you. And I can't exactly film it. So I'm going to hold that there and get that one in and then do the same on the other side after I level it a little bit. I don't have both sides all the way in, but I wanted to show how to adjust it. So if you get it tight and it's still off a little bit, the best thing to do is put each of those in halfway and then tighten them down, then tighten the other one that's opposite of wonky, if that makes any sense, and adjust that. I also wanted to show you that right here, if you have it hanging all the way down, then it is level with right here. If you're up against a ceiling or something that slopes like this, then it can be fine if that's what you're going for. You don't really have to measure this plus whatever height on top of that. They sit flush with that. I'm going to get those tight and centered. There we go. It is all done. So what I did is I got these, well, I got them hand tight. Then I adjusted this up and down, and I got it up and down once with the screwdriver with the flathead. And then I did a half turn beyond that because you want this somewhat tight to the metal. Put any weight on this. You don't want it falling or all your stuff falling on the floor, especially electronics or something. You don't want things to break, or like a hammer if you're doing small tools on this and dent the floor. You don't want that to happen. If you made it this far, thank you for following along. I hope this helped somebody. If it did, please consider subscribing. Let me know what you liked or didn't about this. And the whole reason I did this, there's a couple other tutorials on YouTube, but they don't go in depth if something could go wrong. So I wanted to show how to actually adjust these. And while you don't exactly need to use a level, you can if you want. But also, if you start screwing in and the screw is kind of free floating, then you need to use a molly, and how to install one with just a bit head from a screwdriver. So I hope something in this helped you. Okay, that's about it. Have a good day hanging stuff on your wall, I guess. Goodbye.